Welcome back to Over 500. I'm your humble, awkward, highly gracious host, Mark Ogeen, joined by my nearest and dearest friend,
Big E, Big A&M, baby.
Yes, sir, and we do have a very special guest today,
Yes.
Mr. AJ Bray.
Yes, sir.
Joined us from the SA.
We here.
Yes, sir. Did you watch the finals yesterday?
Of course. Had to.
Bet. I have a lot I want to talk about with that, but first I want to get into your background a little bit.
Yeah.
So you are a rapper?
Rapper, R&B singer, pop star, all of that.
Everything.
Yeah.
I fuck with your music, brother. I fuck with how you bring rap and hip hop and R&B together.
I appreciate that, yeah.
And you represent San Antonio
Yep.
and Austin,
Yep.
both of them.
Yes.
And you
For real.
It's okay to rep both, man. It's actually
Exactly.
better.
Yeah. I be out here, so it wouldn't make sense. I got more features with Austin artists than I do San Antonio artists, so.
Yes, sir. I think my first introduction to you was with Teddy the Legacy.
Yep.
On Poster Shop.
That's that Austin connection. OMG.
Your verse on OMG, man, I
Yeah.
fucking love that
I
shit.
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, I personally love like when the collaboration between rap and kind of the singing. It just makes it. I don't know, that's my personal like. If you all know me, like I fucks with that. Like not just one, not just the other.
I try to do
awesome.
it all because I listen to it all, so I try to make it all.
Yeah. Kind of give me like a Tory Lanez vibe.
Yeah, I've heard
talk,
that before.
Real talk, yeah.
I've heard that before.
I love Tory Lanez, so
Yeah,
fuck with him.
I like his music a lot.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Tory Lanez, except for the fact he shot Megan Thee Stallion. But
Allegedly,
you're not doing some shit like that. You good, brother?
He
I
shot
would
her.
never.
Yeah, he shot her with a bow and arrow, like like Cupid.
AJ Bray would never.
I don't know if you watched the show before, but Over 500 is a concept show where the first half of our show is the biggest stuff happening in sports today, which, of course, NBA Finals, stuff like that. And then it is the drinking podcast. So as we drink and get through all the big stuff, we take a break, come back under 500, which is just like the stupid little funny shit we can get into. It's more like the fun part of the show.
I'm ready.
No rules. No
I'm
rules.
ready.
I bet. So we got through our introductions. The big topic today, NBA Finals.
Yep.
You ready for an hour of Mark just rant?
Dude, I love the NBA. That's all I ever want to talk about on this show.
Basketball is my thing. Love it.
So yesterday we crowned a new champion, Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Bucks in 6. What did you think, first and foremost?
Man, first, congrats to Giannis, no cap. You got to say that because I think he's a heck of a player. So I fuck with Giannis. But I was going for the Suns. I wanted Chris Paul to get him one. And the fact that they were up 2-0 to lose 4 in a row is just crazy. Like, 4 in a row. Like,
His brother LeBron was like 2-0. You're down 2 to go.
Yep.
And since then he lost every single game.
Crazy.
Fucking Bron.
Crazy.
But yeah, I'm happy for Giannis too. I love Giannis.
Yeah.
Everything about his character is awesome, wholesome, humble. You don't see that a lot nowadays.
100%.
It's kind of hard to hate him, or
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
hard to be like, I don't like this dude or whatever it is. I mean, you got to be a straight up hater. Like that's got to be your objective.
And it's not like he played bad. Like, he
No.
scored 50 last night.
50.
Like, that's something.
I think only 5 people have done that in the history of the finals.
Like, that's something. So, he
And
made his mark.
There's only 3 people who've won the Finals MVP,
Defensive
and
player of the
Defensive
year.
Player of the Year.
Yep.
MIP, all of them, except Rookie of the Year
Yeah.
and 6th Man of the Year. You're not coming off the bench.
Crazy.
That's true.
But he did it with the team that drafted him. When he
Crazy.
signed that extension, everybody was like, "Oh, he's dumb. He's never gonna win nothing there." And they're like, "He don't have enough help. Chris Middleton's not good. Drew Holiday, you traded all that for Drew Holiday." And then Giannis said, "It don't matter. I'm putting up 50, team on my back," and he did it.
And those are 2 great players, especially Drew Holiday. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was watching a Kevin Durant interview the other day, and he was like, yeah, that's the best defender in the league. That's like the worst person to go against is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup for Phoenix.
Yeah.
With Booker and CP3 against
Facts.
Holiday, he wasn't like giving him a lot offensively. He couldn't get it going, but he was locking down
Lockdown.
CP3
Yep.
and Booker.
Oh yeah. It was almost like whenever you're doing like a puzzle and you're like missing that one last little piece. It's like the eye
Yep.
of the face or whatever the hell it is. That was Drew.
For real.
He was that missing piece of the puzzle for that championship.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, they traded for him, and it was basically in order for that trade to value for what it was, they had to win.
They traded a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot.
People were looking at them crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, this don't make sense to me.
For
like,
real.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the missing piece in the end. Are you gonna remember this as the Giannis game or the Bobby Portis game?
Wow, that's a good question.
Damn.
I mean, Bobby Portis was a animal out there too.
Facts.
I couldn't. I thought he was just gonna be more of like that, kind of hyping up the crowd. They were in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You know, maybe get you 5-6 points, foul. You know, do 5 fouls or something like that.
Some
But
energy.
yeah, this dude came out balling.
He did more than that. His eyes were like this the whole game. It's crazy,
Look
man.
like Lil Durk for real.
Yeah.
I never put that together, but that's right.
For real.
What he had like 15 points
Yeah, he did.
after
Crazy.
averaging like 6 points all series long.
Yeah, double digits,
Stepped
man.
up.
Yeah.
Stepped up.
What do you think about Bobby Portis?
I think he's cool. I think he turns up. Like, I like anybody who I see with passion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Playing with passion.
That's
Sure.
what he brings to the table.
I remember,
Yeah.
I remember like towards the end of the game where he got that tech for running up the court because he was like, "Oh my god!"
He was gone.
Yeah, and I remember a lot of people were giving him shit though because he was like, "Yeah, they were saying you got to win this game. You can't be giving no free shots. You know all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff."
To be
but-
fair, that was a bad foul.
yeah, no, I
Facts.
And replay, like if Devin Booker was just right arm extended all the way up here.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
pushing off for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't call that in America, and
Uh-uh.
that's why you see Team USA having so much trouble overseas.
Exactly, because them touch fouls is different over here.
Yeah. But I thought that was bullshit. I understood his reaction to the
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
And then Booker like did the same thing the next play, right? He like ran
Yeah,
up
he,
the
he
court.
does it every
Yeah.
play. Every play, he's Michael Jordan. He's pushing off.
It's crazy.
Speaking of Michael Jordan, Middleton had an okay game.
Speaking of Michael Jordan,
He
Chris
plays
Middleton.
like Kyle Kuzma, and one day he's Michael Jordan. There's no in
Facts.
between. Like,
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Chris Middleton. He is a former Texas A&M Aggie,
I forgot
Ooh.
about that.
and
didn't
he's
even
got
know
his
that.
chip. He's got his chip.
Fire.
Him and Giannis came into the league same year, right?
Yes.
And spent their rookie year in Milwaukee, and they won like 15 games.
Yeah, I saw like this interview like before the game started that they're interviewing Middleton. They were asking him like, how was it whenever you guys got drafted? And it was kind of like, well, we got drafted and we were all young guys, and they were both talking about how they both were basically just competing against each other at the beginning of it all. You know, just playing one-on-one and trying to up one or the other because
Yeah.
they were competing for game time. You know, they were competing for minutes. So it's kind of crazy how they basically, from the beginning, worked hard, and it basically it's a good earned championship.
Came full circle.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Brandon Jennings was there, and
yeah.
he was
Legend.
the original Bucks in 6 guy.
Legend.
It came true 8 years later. Bucks did win in 6 eventually. Also, let's see. What do you think about it from Phoenix point of view?
Man, I think Chris Paul probably taking it the hardest. Like Devin Booker, he's taking it hard, but he a young guy. He could make
Yeah.
it back
Yeah.
again easily. Like, he doing his thing. But Chris Paul is like, man, it's getting towards the end of my career,
Yeah.
for real.
Probably
Like,
his best chance.
any other year, this was probably my best chance to win it. And they won 4 in a row.
I think Chris Paul was hurt. Y'all see that? Like,
Facts.
Yeah.
I think he couldn't like dribble as well. He couldn't penetrate as well. There was a lot of plays he's just in the corner.
A lot of turnovers, too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then like Cameron Payne had to like initiate the offense a lot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that don't make sense to me. You have Chris Paul on your offense. Devin Booker, he had a bad game, and you could
He
see
did
it in
too.
his face.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He was-
especially at the end, you
Yeah,
could tell.
he was frustrated.
Yep.
He got fouled by PJ Tucker. That was a foul on PJ.
Yeah.
He
That
goes
was
to the other end. He fouls Giannis. He's like, "Where's my foul on the other end of
on
the floor?"
yeah.
Yep.
And that just
And it was like downhill from there.
Yeah.
boneheaded play, frustration foul. It's a learning moment.
Young, exactly.
Yeah.
He's not a veteran, so he gonna do little things like that.
Yeah, talking about Chris Paul, if you think about it, I mean, this dude's always in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Even when he was with Oklahoma, got traded, you know,
Yep.
for whatever draft picks, players, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
If you think about it, even like this dude's always in the playoffs. So thinking about it, if he's in the playoffs next year, whatever happens to him, right, whatever team he joins, or if he comes back for a revenge tour, whatever it is,
Yeah,
this dude will be 37 years old.
Yeah.
man,
In
that's
the
getting up
playoffs.
there.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
And he plays a position where speed and like
Yeah, he
quickness
the point
is
guard.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
controls the floor.
Yeah. I mean, he has the highest IQ maybe ever.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
and his little jump shot been
Yeah,
going
yeah.
in.
I think he'll be all right, but it's getting closer and closer to the end of the road.
Yeah.
and this probably was his best chance. And I do feel terrible for him. I feel terrible for Monty Williams.
Yeah.
I saw his post-game interview, and he was like, you could tell he was really hurt.
They were hurt.
Yeah, he has like really cool backstory and shit. I'm not ESPN. I'm not gonna get into it, but just Google Monty Williams and Ryan Anderson, and you'll find some like tear-jerking shit from there.
You seen the coach went to the other locker room and like congratulated them.
Yeah, good sportsmanship.
I'm not that good of a sport for sure. I would have been on the way home, dog.
Yeah, Giannis was there with his goggles on.
I would have been going home, bro.
Speaking of Giannis, he didn't even go to Vegas to celebrate. I saw him today driving back to the airport, and he's like at Chick-fil-A.
I saw that.
That's right.
He's ordering 50-piece nuggets, and I'm like, bro, like you are an NBA champion. Like, what are you doing? Go.
Then he got a half Sprite, half lemonade.
No ice.
No ice.
No, I've seen that.
That's real though, because I get no ice too. That's real. You got to save up.
But that's just the person that Giannis is.
Yeah.
Like, that's him in a nutshell. Like, he's not gonna do all the other shit. He's not James Harden. He's not KD. He's just, I'm gonna do me and worry about my family, and that's it.
I'm chilling.
What about Disney? You think he'll go to Disney?
For sure.
I hope so. He got to.
Yeah, I mean that's like a must, right?
Yeah.
It's funny you brought up James Harden. I think there was also like an interview a couple years ago talking about what do you think about Giannis whenever he was kind of coming up, and he was like, well, dude's he's a Greek freak and he's gonna have size and length and all this stuff, but the dude got no skill.
Yep.
Do you say that like that?
I mean, it's chopped up like that, but
I think they were competing for their first MVPs, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I play the game with skill. He just kind of runs and dunks.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the criticism on Giannis for a really long time is that he runs, he
You
dunks.
don't have no skill like that.
And you can form a wall against him, and he'll panic. And I think he's changed that all this year, this offseason.
And I think he's such a good athlete. Even if you do that, it's not gonna work all the time.
Yeah.
Because he's big enough.
I just remembered 15 out of 17 free throws.
yeah.
Yeah, he was knocking all of them down. I was like, bro, where was this?
Yes.
What was this all year? Well, he heard Chris Paul talking that shit. Chris Paul said when he's at the line, even he thinks he's gonna miss him.
Yep.
And then he was like, all right, bet.
Chris
15
Paul
out
be
of
talking
17.
that shit. That's why I like him.
I want to like Chris Paul, but all that dirty shit he's been doing throughout his career, it turns me off a little bit.
Makes me laugh.
Like the LeBron shoulder pull, the hitting people in the nuts all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get with that.
He's a heel for sure.
I think I like Chris Paul. I'm a Chris Paul advocate. I think because I think he's a competitor, so I think he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
He's not as athletic, I would say, as
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Probably the way point guards are coming up right now.
Yeah.
They are just monsters, with the draft, and they're jumping higher and they're faster and
bigger,
everything. So I think the dude has been kind of like, he's kind of, he hasn't been what he was out to be or whatever it was. But the dude's he lives and breathes basketball as well. And I'm kind of an advocate. Like, I would choose Chris Paul. I'd put him on my squad.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to win, right?
Yeah.
Even if you got a nut check here and there, I mean, come on.
I feel that. I when I play ball in real life, I kind of do get like that.
No,
not I'll hit you in the nuts, but I'd hard fire you, or like elbow you in the guts.
And little trick. Like the more you play basketball, you start learning little tricks that as a fan you wouldn't even notice. But if you really hoop for real, you can like figure some things out.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, you aren't gonna be essentially fair, or you aren't gonna be by the books, by the rules every single time you play.
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing something here, doing something there. But that's just part of the game. Everybody does it.
Exactly.
And everybody wants the same thing that you do. It's just not everybody can get the same thing. So
Facts.
Real quick, what did y'all think of Aiden? What happened with Aiden yesterday?
Man, I would say I think he was. There was a lot of players on the Suns team that I just kept thinking like, these guys are just not ready for the moment.
They look clocked out.
Yeah. It's Game 6, elimination time, right? It wasn't an elimination game for the Bucks. It looked like it was an elimination game for the Bucks. That's what it legit looked like. It looked like the Bucks were playing to make it to Game 7.
I agree.
And the Suns kind of looked like, yeah, we're here to win this, but we got one more game. We can kind of go all out. And I think that was, everybody had a part of that, a part in all that aspect. And I think Ayton kind of fell into that. I think he's also
He got frustrated
yeah.
too. He started getting real frustrated at the end.
Well, Giannis was going right at him.
Yeah, that's
Every
like
play.
Chris Paul. I saw Chris Paul yelling at him on the sides, like, bro, like,
He's kind of like afraid of the contact from Giannis, so he's kind of
Yeah.
like just putting his shoulder out there, and that's a foul every time. Like, you got to square your body up.
Well, it's not necessarily a foul, but it's a shot every time.
Yep.
So you can put your shoulder in to absorb some of the contact, but once they go at it, you're already with your shoulder.
Yep.
And you can't really. Look at me talking like a coach or something. NBA, I am available.
sign him.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes me back to a lot of course, I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Yeah.
A lot of the defense that was done and that has been preached and praised by Popovich, coaching staff, all that kind of stuff. You always saw a lot of his players getting beat up and banged up, but they were always drawing charges, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's something that has kind of died down in the NBA.
Sure.
And I think there's a lot of times when Giannis kind of goes in there from like the 3-point line, you can already tell he's coming. He's coming for that layup. He's coming for that dunk. Anybody has the opportunity to get in the way and absorb that charge.
Think about how big he is, bro.
He's big. But
Would you want to get in front of that?
How tall is Giannis nowadays?
Shoot, I don't know.
I know they showed that graphic yesterday. He grew 2 inches after he got drafted.
That's crazy.
He was like 6'9",
Yeah,
6'8" maybe, and he jumped to almost 7 foot.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to get hit by him, bro.
And he's really cut and
Crazy.
big, and I'm like, yeah, I understand Aiden. Like, I wouldn't want to do it either.
I mean, it legit looks like he was on the damn the Goon Squad.
6'10". Damn, Giannis is 6'10".
6'10".
Yeah, I think he was
6'11".
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, is he 6'11" standing up or laying down or?
You know they boost you up an inch or two on the stats.
So I kind of want to get into like the post aftermath of what everything's gonna happen. So post NBA Finals is our next topic, right? And I really want to get your opinions on this. Who's not coming back first, Phoenix or Milwaukee?
So let's talk about Phoenix first, right?
You
Let's
don't think they're coming back at all?
No. Oh, you're talking about
Like
back to the finals?
who's gonna come back to the finals ever, if ever?
Oh, damn! If
Next
ever.
year, I don't think either of them.
Either of them.
I agree.
I agree with you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say talking about squad wise, a lot of the players on Phoenix are young. There are a couple pieces that they're going to be losing, but I think some of them are essentially replaceable. The biggest question is whoever's going to play Chris Paul's part, or if Chris Paul's going to be there.
And his health, I think his health is gonna have a lot to do with it.
So it's up to the Suns. Like, is it worth bringing him back? And if we are, they would need somebody like Campaign to step it up,
Yep.
absorb more minutes, kind of do the whole resting, get them ready for just playoffs, essentially.
I think they need one more guy if they're going to come back. They got kind of lucky this year with everybody was injured that they played in front of them.
Yeah.
But if you really look at their roster on paper and on the court, they need one more guy
At what position? Like another guard?
at forward.
Okay.
Jay Crowder and Miles Bridges are nice.
Yeah.
They're both nice. But you can't depend on them in the clutch. You need
Facts.
somebody who could like hit a big shot, get a big rebound, stop somebody. And Miles Bridges and Crowder, they don't just do that for me.
True.
So I've always talked about how there's a huge recipe for championship games, and that's a good forward. And I mean, when I mean good forwards, I mean like Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
There's very few that are defensive and offensive forwards. To name them, there's very few, but to name the biggest one I would say is Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James.
Yeah.
Obviously those are like big names, but I think Miles Bridges has potential, man.
You think he
I don't
does?
think he can be a LeBron James or a Kawhi Leonard, but I think he can be that kind of defensive guy who can make, a 3-pointer here.
Yeah.
Or, hey, time's winding down. There was a couple times in the finals whenever they were like, hey, man, Chris Paul or Devin Booker or Ayton can't make the shot. We got to get the ball out of our hands. We got 5 seconds. And he took it and he was like, screw it.
Yeah.
This is my time. And I think he's just got to grow. I think the coaching's got to work with him.
Yeah.
Trainers got to work with him. I think he can potentially be that piece. But
Okay.
I think the biggest question is the point guard, the IQ on that team.
I think so too.
Yeah. For the Suns.
I feel like Chris Paul may not come back. I get that hunch.
So what's the percentage that you give it?
50% he comes back, 50% he goes somewhere else.
I heard the Lakers been.
The Lakers want him. Miami wants him.
Yeah.
I think every team would want him at this point. And he's a free agent. He can opt out of his contract this year, and he could re-sign for cheap. He could do a sign and trade. He could do something. He don't have to come back.
LA would be interesting. Go play with his homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron.
Yeah.
And I'm sure LeBron would love him.
Of course.
After
You know he's
shooters,
making
after
them calls.
shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody who could like keep up with his IQ and his pace.
That's why he loved Rondo so much.
Exactly.
Was that the reason why LeBron? What was LeBron doing? Some like campaigning. During
By coming to the
Oh,
games.
he was at Game 5, right?
He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go show
Probably.
some support for my homie."
You know you my homeboy, right?
Yeah. Wink, wink.
You know you my dog, right?
Yeah, I mean, right after he did all his Space Jam stuff, he was like, "Hey,
exactly." He said, "I'm not playing, so
gotta go start my recruiting process already."
Looking at it from the Milwaukee side, do you think they got kind of lucky too, like Phoenix did with the Kevin Durant having a size 18 shoe and his foot was on the line, right? if his foot not on the line, we're not talking about Giannis and the Bucks winning the championship.
Yeah.
So you think they got kind of lucky and that they should maybe make a move too, or not?
I mean, part of it tells me it's destiny. Like your shoe was big and you were on the line. Like it's just it is what it was. It's kind of destiny, right? Like everybody's destined to kind of get to that moment, and then it's up to you to get to a bigger moment, right?
Yep.
And I think it was just it's part of luck. A lot of people talk about luck and karma or whatever it is. I think there's a couple of those things or ideals that do exist, and I mean it just is what it is. Maybe it wasn't KD's year. Maybe KD's year is next year. He came back from an injury. He balled out for coming back for an injury. Like maybe next year he's even better. And and maybe next year he has a smaller shoe size. We don't ever know, right? So I mean, I think it was just the Bucks' time to shine. It was they had a shot, the Suns had a shot, and it was like, all right, make your own destiny now. Now that you're in this position, go for it.
Exactly.
Play for it.
Yeah, I feel like luck was definitely part of it, but I feel like luck is part of every game.
Yeah.
That happens every single game. So luck was probably on their side, but they got there. Like, it's got to be on your side a lot of times to make it that far. So,
what was I gonna say? Oh shit! Go ahead, say something.
No, I was waiting for you to be like, nah.
My fucking notes closed.
I was waiting for you to say, was it just luck? Was it not? I mean,
it was just luck, and
so they don't deserve to be there.
Yes,
they do.
They do not deserve to be there.
Dang.
I'm gonna go that far and say
Damn.
Who deserves to be there?
Brooklyn.
Then why aren't they there?
Kyrie and James
There
Harden
you
both
go.
went down. Hold on, this is gonna
Drop
be
that fire.
This is
AJ.
gonna be
Drop
the
that fire.
discourse on ESPN all month long.
Yeah.
Are the super teams over? Is the end of super team era?
That's right.
I hate that phrase. I hate the word super team, bro.
And then
That's
Giannis brought it up too. Like, I could have went to a super team, but I did it here. And I'm like, I respect that. I'm happy for you. I love you, Giannis. But we're talking about you barely made it this far, and it was kind of lucky. And next year, I expect you to get not exposed, but you're not gonna make it here again.
It was shots fired. I think he's got a target on his head after he said that.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of super teams out there, right? Or whatever the hell you want to call them. And I think they're going to be like, hey, this guy talking mess over here. He thinks he's the best player in the world. Let's go out and let's do this, or let's adjust to this, or maybe not even win the game, but let's just, do something.
I hate the whole conversation, man. Like, if I'm a player, I'm going to try to get the best people on my team.
Yeah.
It's like when we play elementary school basketball and you pick who's going to be on your team, you pick the best people first.
Yeah.
So why do we stop that once you get to the NBA? Like, oh, no, don't get with the best people. Like, I'm trying to make a super team every time.
Yeah, shoot for caps, right? You want to get
Yeah, you want that.
Yeah.
As a Miami fan, how hard was it when LeBron went South Beach?
Man. Like when he left?
Yeah, when he left the Cavs, like, I'm gonna go form my own super team in Miami.
Facts. I thought it was tight. Like, I thought it was super cool.
I'm
Like,
sure you loved it.
Yeah, I wish Dwayne
yeah.
Wade had some help. That's what we was hoping for. So the
Yeah.
fact that he picked Miami was cool. I think more people should do that. Like, if I was in the NBA, I'm trying to play on the best team. Nobody's like, I want to get drafted to the worst team. Like, no, you want somebody you think you can win a championship with.
Okay,
I think there's exceptions to it though. So like if you think about it, D Wade already won his chip
Facts.
before that was formed.
Facts.
So Dwayne Wade was kind of like, yeah, this is gonna be fun because that's all it is gonna be. Yeah, I want to win, right? I want to win because everybody wants to win it every year.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like, if I don't, I don't. Right? It's not on me.
Do you think the league should veto trades? How they do, and be like, nah, y'all can't do that. You're not going to that team.
I think it's getting to that point soon.
Yeah, I think
After
I
the James
hope
Harden
not.
fiasco, you've like.
I hope, and I love James Harden. That's one of my favorite players.
Because the thing is, like, you're on this contract, and they
Yeah.
pay you millions of dollars, and you like, I'm on this contract for 5 years, but year one, I can be like, I don't want to play here anymore. Send me to Brooklyn, and only Brooklyn.
Fire.
That's a problem for the small market
Yeah.
teams. Like, Milwaukee got lucky. If we're really talking about it, they got lucky. Giannis was so humble and gracious and grateful for everything. He could have been, a diva, right? When he could have been
Yeah.
like, I'm going to Miami. Fuck all this.
Yeah.
He got lucky.
I mean, we're getting back to that, right? So the famous veto, right, is the Chris Paul
Chris
veto.
Paul
veto,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Fuck
of.
that veto. I hate that veto.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah, the Lakers would have been the first super team, I guess, if you want to call
Prime
it.
Kobe,
Yeah.
prime Saul, prime
Yeah.
CP3. That would have been a super team
I
for
mean,
sure.
that would have been like back to back to back to back
Maybe.
championships. I mean, possibly, yeah. But, well, I mean, I guess Lakers are always, everybody talks about Miami, and Miami was the first formation of the super team. All this, bullshit. The Lakers have always been trying to do that. They
Yep.
just never done it right.
Okay.
Yep.
So they did it. They first did it whenever they brought all those old dudes.
Yep.
Dwight
and
Howard and
that
Steve
didn't
Nash.
work. No,
Yeah,
no,
it
no.
doesn't always work.
No, well, that was I'm talking about like way back.
Oh,
Take
Karl
it-
Malone, Gary
take-
Payton?
Yes,
Okay,
take it back to that era,
Facts.
and that didn't work at all. Like it was horrible.
Doesn't always work, but it's the way the league is trending right now, though.
That's why I think they should let him do it because it doesn't always work because you're not
Right, right.
guaranteed to win it
Yeah.
all just because you have a super team.
Yeah.
Like it's a slap in the face to the other players. To me, I would be like, "What? Like
Yeah.
y'all are saying nobody could beat these 5 dudes? Like that's a slap in the face."
True. As a competitor, I will like that. To go up
Yeah.
against a super team, but at the same time, as a fan of the product, when the Warriors won it like 3 years in a row, I was kind of like, this is, Like, I like it. I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
But KD on the Warriors, that don't make sense to me. As a fan, that don't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Yeah, that was. I mean, if anything, that was a. Super
They were
team.
dominating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a super team that worked out.
Yeah. 3 times in a row.
Real talk, and I mean, it is what it is. Like I agree though. My Spurs are a small market team.
Definitely.
So every time I hear something like that, like James Harden going to the Nets and only the Nets or something like that, whatever it is. And next year we're gonna hear it from there. It always kind of gives me like a little kind of punch in the gut, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, like, oh, that's another year. That's another, all this other stuff. But I think there's different cultures and there's different ways to build it. And I mean, in a way, I was kind of like, Brooklyn's never won it, so I guess they can win it.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Whatever it is.
That's how you justify it to yourself.
That's how I justify it to
But as
myself.
a fan, you weren't happy with that result.
No,
Nobody would be.
I wasn't, but I mean, seeing the Nets, and all this kind of stuff happen, and it was kind of like what we talked about earlier. It's like it's destiny. Like
Yeah.
Kyrie got injured, James Harden wasn't playing 100%, KD wasn't necessarily playing 100%.
Yeah.
And like I said, it wasn't their year this year. Who knows? Maybe
I wanted
it's next
Harden
year.
to get it bad.
Yeah,
I really wanted Harden to get him one.
You like Harden like that?
Yeah, I like Harden.
he's cool.
What is it about Harden? I honestly don't know what it is.
It's the beard.
I think it's partly like how he plays. I really like how he plays, and I
Really?
like anybody who changes the game of basketball a little bit. Anybody
Yeah.
who has to kind of change the rules. It reminds me of like Iverson. Iverson kind of changed the rules. They was
Yeah.
like, okay, you can't do that. Anybody who does that changes basketball forever. I fuck with.
I like that point of view, but the way he changed it is kind of like I don't like that because the way he changed it was I'm a draw fouls every time I
Gotta
go
learn
down
how to
the
stop
court.
it.
I
Gotta
know,
learn
I
how
get
to
it.
stop
If they're
it.
gonna call it, go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
how sports is to me. You gotta
Yeah.
learn how to stop it.
I agree. I think I agree. I got to go with AJ on this one. It's you gotta find a way to stop it.
Everybody got a
Yeah,
weakness.
there's a lot of film out there, right? So hey, James Harden does this. So whoever's playing defense on him, watch him do this. Whenever he needs a clutch shot, watch him do this.
Double
And
them. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
of things you could do.
Yeah, I know I always talk about my teams and all this bullshit, but the Spurs, I think it was Game 5 or Game 6, it was about 5 or 6 years ago in Houston.
Talking about Manu, I already know.
James Harden had the ball. This was the year that the Kawhi injury against the Warriors, game 1. This was the game that took him to the Western Conference Final. Manu Ginobili with the block. He already knew that 3-point shot was coming. He already knew what angle he was going to take.
Yep.
He already knew how to position himself so that he could do that block. He already knew where his hands were. There's a way. There's always a weakness. There's always a way to do it.
And that's how I feel. Like, if you a hooper and, like, it's even, like, if you really play basketball, like, before, even if you playing pickup, if you do the same move 10 times and it keeps working, I'm going to keep doing that move until they figure out how to stop it. Then I'm going to learn something else. And, like, if nobody can stop it, that's not Harden's problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard the NBA is going to look into the rules this year. They're going to look to stop all that foul stuff, namely kind of like the Trae Young kind of foul where he's, like, dribbling the ball and then he stops. Throws his butt out, and draws him out. They're looking to stop that kind of shit.
He start twerking.
All right, we're going to take a real quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the under 500 part of our podcast.
Yes.
And welcome back to the under 500 part of the podcast.
Yes.
But real quick, I need to remind you guys,
favorite topic.
the under 500 is brought to you and made possible by viewers like you. And also, I Don't Know Network, logo right there next to my man AJ. What's the other logo? Oh, that's my logo. Over 500 right here. Check out 2 hour lunch break. Check out I Don't Know That's Perfect. Check out, we got some cool shows coming up. One at Malavita next week, I believe.
Yes, next week. So we expect every one of our 5 viewers to be there.
We will be there. We'll be having a blast. So I hope you guys can make it out too for the sake of I Don't Know Network.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cool. We're going to have vendors there. We're going to have different local artists there. And I mean, it's going to be a week from tomorrow. So next week,
and
Thursday,
I'll be there.
Yeah, I actually took work.
Drunk as shit.
Yeah, I took work off on Friday. So
okay.
Work people, I'm going to call in sick.
Well, who else have we brought to you by?
Also brought to you by Flipside Bar. Our homie out there, Trevor and Flip. Shout out to those guys, those fellas. We were there last week. We had a couple drinks with them, and we played some pool, and we were just wilding out. I think we had too many drinks. We were just like, just one drink after this, and it turned into like 5 rounds.
Yeah, everyone say we
the
do
way.
this. It's just too much.
That just happens.
That's the
we
way.
need even kitchen's good. They got some good wings, good fries.
Facts.
I'm a fan of the garlic parm fries. I don't know if you like garlic parm or parm or not.
Sure.
Wings. What's your favorite wing flavor?
Man, I like the mango habanero.
They got a mango hot flavor.
Oh
there,
yeah, I'm
so
there.
We gotta go. We gotta go one day.
Yep.
Facts. AJ, my man, you have anybody to shout out?
Shout out my mama, no cap. Shout out Ray J.
Ray J.
Yeah, I like Ray J. Shout out my ex. She blocked me again today. Shout out my gang, YFM. Shout out Britney Spears. Free my nigga Britney.
Free Britney.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
locked up right now.
Yeah.
Free Britney for sure. And we got a show coming up Monday, July 26th in San Antonio at Rose Bistro, a little R&B show.
Nice.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, shout out to that.
Mario told me about that one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
We will be there. I'm gonna post it
Yeah,
on the
pull up.
page. We're gonna be there.
It's gonna be
San
fun.
Antonio.
Yeah.
It's funny how you said your ex blocked you, man.
Yeah,
same,
facts.
Same kind of issue going on over here. So.
Man, I feel it,
We
man.
talk about this over here, kind of hug it out, bro. Hug it
Yeah,
out.
oh
you know?
God, I'm in
Yeah.
pain, man. She blocked me again. I feel like Future, damn.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
Fuck.
All right, guys. We do got to get back into the sports podcast.
Yes.
All right. So
That's like the under 500 topic, just talking about that, right?
first
be
under
ranting.
500 topic, I do want to talk some shit about Team USA. They've been struggling a little bit.
And
And
why
some
you
people-
talking shit, man?
Some people are leaving. Some people are staying. Some people got COVID.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee is on the way. Don't worry.
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee and your guy Keldon Johnson from
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all seen him hoop the
Yeah,
other day?
He's
he
good.
was hooping, Big
Yeah.
Keldon.
So last week we were talking shit how they lost first 2 trial games, and then they came back and they beat the bricks off Argentina, right?
Yes, Argentina.
Okay.
And I believe they beat, was it China? I think
They beat Spain.
Spain.
this
Spain.
week.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Paul
'cause Paul Gasol, yeah.
Don't forget Mark,
and Mark.
yeah, the unsung hero as well.
So what are y'all thinking? Me and him had this bet, right? Where I
Yeah.
say Team USA getting bronze at best,
Yeah.
and he said gold, silver. What do you think?
I'm gonna say bronze, and the reason I say that is because if they're losing to Nigeria and Australia, wait till they see Luka.
Yeah, right?
Wait till they see Luka. Them like I think it's gonna be a different ball game. I think if they already lost them first two like that,
Yeah.
bronze.
I think the first game they have is against France. So they're going to be running into Rudy Gobert.
Man,
And I think that's the reason why they
defensive
brought
player of the year.
I think that's the reason why they brought JaVale McGee was to put a big body on him.
Yep,
And not just necessarily on him, but it's
a big team.
There's a lot of big people
Yeah.
in Serbia,
Yeah.
all those other big countries.
You're lucky Jokic not playing this year.
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah, he would be crazy out there.
dominating,
Yeah.
dominating.
I think the reason they brought in Kevin Love in the first place was to spread the floor against Gobert, and now they don't have that spread the floor kind of guy.
Yeah.
Unless you think
Facts.
Bam Adebayo is that guy.
I like Adebayo a lot. He's a little inconsistent sometimes, so I feel like that's the problem in Miami.
So, question, and this, I guess this is related to Team USA, but this is also related to the Miami. They just popped in my head. I gotta know.
Yeah,
Hassan Whiteside, right?
Whiteside.
He was let go, right?
Yep.
Or, traded. But Bam stepped up. Are you sad about it? Are you happy about it? Are you like, nah, we didn't need this guy, or what? Because both could they coexist? Could they not coexist?
Yeah.
All those kind of questions were in there.
I was a big Whiteside fan. I do like him a lot. I see why he was let go.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that Bam stepped up, but I would have liked to see them coexist a little longer. I think they could have got something right, and they just didn't have that chemistry yet. But sometimes it takes a year or two to get that chemistry. So I was sad to see him go, but I understood too.
Yeah. That would have been like a Berlin Wall right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Twin Towers again.
Yeah, real
I think
talk.
the way the league is going though is that you want one big small ball center, and I think Bam's really good at that. Bam can
You
stretch the floor
definitely
and protect the rim.
Me and my pops were just talking about how basketball is so positionless now.
Yeah.
Like it's so positionless. Like the point guards are like Ben Simmons kind of guys, like huge point guards. So you kind of have to be able to spread the floor if you want to do anything, because the old way of playing is not around no more.
Yeah, and that's why we saw Ben Simmons get exposed. He can't spread the floor.
Exactly. You can't do it.
Yeah. Who's that guy behind Bam though in Miami? His name is Precious.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
And
about.
he will line them up. When I saw Team USA play Nigeria,
Yep.
that guy was lining them up. He had that highlight block on KD.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was Precious. He plays in the NBA for the Miami Heat behind
Yeah.
Bam.
So, and I'm not dick riding AJ or anything like this or his team, but I like I like Miami Heat because they remind me a lot of the Spurs in terms of they know who to draft and how to
Yeah,
draft.
for sure.
The people they draft, they're not like the Lakers who
Yep.
cannot draft at all, and if they do, they're just
Oh,
like,
you're
get
lying.
rid of
You're
them, get rid of them,
fucking
get rid of them, get rid of them, because we need to get this star over here. Get rid of all these guys, and then they keep all the people that they think are going to be good, and then it's like, I'm not talking about
Hype.
Kuzma
It's
or
hype.
anything, but
Man, get Kuzma out of LA, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
I trade Kuzma for a 6-pack right now.
Man,
dog.
for real, man. I wouldn't even put him on my NBA, my team, my 2K, my team. I don't want him.
I think he will be nice, but in like Orlando, where like the expectations are just low.
He like nervous or something. I don't know what it is
I
about
think
him.
I said it before in the podcast. He's like, I think he gets on Twitter after every game, and he's like,
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma. What they saying about Kyle Kuzma? And they did
Hey,
shit talking
KD
him,
does
though.
that though, and he be
Yeah.
tweeting back from his burner account.
Yeah.
And the thing is, KD be hooping,
KD be hooping.
that's true.
and he's
That's
still,
why he could do that.
But he's still talking shit to people on
Yeah.
Twitter. So imagine Kuzma who's just getting trash all day, every day for no reason.
And then he's
at all.
not hooping too.
He's not
Ah,
hooping,
man, I'd be
dog.
sick.
Yeah, it's a double.
That's
loss.
a mental toll, man.
So, just going back to Team USA, if you think about it, so how do you think that plane ride is going to be with Devin Booker, Drew Holiday,
I didn't
Chris
even think
Middleton?
about that. That's gonna be
That's
mad
awkward.
interesting.
How's that plane ride going to be?
Dang.
It's a long ass plane ride too. How many hours? Like what? Maybe
It's a
probably-
It's like
Um,
24 hours.
You
to
think they
Tokyo.
speak?
I think they
They
have
say
to.
hi, but not but like you think it's strictly business and like they're not gonna have no personal conversations.
I think it'll be business at first, and then it'll
Then
be
they'll
like, all
warm up.
right, I guess we got to.
It's for America, bro.
Yeah, we got to represent. We got to work together.
Everybody in the league so buddy nowadays. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, if Booker and Middleton play AAU together at some point.
Yeah, basketball is a small community at the end of the day. Them guys have been through that in high school and AAU and all those kind of college. Like,
I think Middleton and Drew Holiday are going to be late to the party, though, because you got a parade to attend to.
Yeah.
When's the parade? Are you going to miss the parade?
That'll probably be this weekend?
It's got to be, it's got to be the
this
weekend.
weekend.
Typically, it's like 2 to 3 days after the chip.
After the championship,
so
yeah.
the chip was yesterday. So
I'd say probably Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, if we give them 2 days, 2 to 3 days, that's Friday or
and
Saturday.
the Olympics start on Monday, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They might have to come on a different flight.
Yeah. So I guess they won't be on the same flight, right?
It just be that first practice.
Yeah.
It's that guy we beat. What's up, Book?
That's what I liked about the bubble so much, though. Like, y'all are in there. You know how much more mental that is?
Yeah.
Like, if you are in the same proximity as who you're playing against.
Yeah, you see them every day.
It's really like an AAU tournament. Like, y'all got the same girls. And, like, y'all going, like, that's real personal.
Yeah. I seen that where Jamal Murray was like, hey, it's that guy that dropped 50 on us.
Yeah.
It's Donovan Mitchell sitting at the pool.
You get to really watch somebody. Like, that's so personal.
Yeah.
And it's, if you think about it, going back to the bubble conversation, they're not necessarily in a NBA bubble how it was last year, but, in Tokyo this year, they are sort of in a
And COVID,
in a
yeah,
bubble.
it's only going to be them.
And there's, what is it, games with no crowds,
Yup.
right? So
That's
and
mad
Yeah,
personal.
and that's not just for basketball or team sports. That's for
I love them.
all events.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy. I mean, think about, typically all your 100 meter, 400 meters, all your races like that where runners are used to hearing crowds, just go, as something
you don't
happens.
hear that
and,
no more.
and you're not gonna hear that anymore. It's
That
gonna
has
be
to make a
kinda-
huge
yeah.
difference. That's like being an artist performing with no crowd. Like,
Yeah.
It's a
that'd
difference if
be
you don't
terrible.
get that
Yeah,
energy
yeah.
back.
It's like, and even if it's like live stream, right? You're just
Yeah,
staring at
it's
a camera.
awkward at first.
and you're
I've
just
been
like,
there.
Yo.
I've done some live stream shows, and it's mad awkward at first because
Yeah.
it's like hands up, but nobody's there.
Yeah. Put your hands up
Yeah.
and like.
There's no one to put their hands up.
Have y'all seen the beds in the Tokyo village? Like, they're built to collapse if there's 2 people on them. It's built for one person and to hold one person's weight only.
Fire.
So if you try to have sex during
Fire.
the village, your bed is gonna fall apart. And you're
You
gonna
got to be
on the floor.
creative. Fire.
Yeah.
I fuck with it.
I'm like, that's crazy because I know the Olympics. It's kind of like it's a big frat party.
It's like college.
yeah, it's like we're gonna play basketball, hoop on these guys, and then go fucking to the brothel.
I know this little gymnast, you know what I'm saying? We've been DMing for a year or two now.
It's a big party, and it's not gonna be that way this year. And I don't know if that affects Team USA at all.
They still gonna be fucking, man. But there's a will, there's a way.
If you're an athlete, you can do positions that most people can't even think
Yeah,
of.
they still gonna be in there. They still gonna be getting it. They just gonna be a little more creative.
Yeah, I just can't get over the fact that no support for Team USA, man.
Man.
Y'all talking them down already from the beginning.
I haven't
man.
seen anything.
I don't
make
have
me
no
believe.
faith.
Yeah.
I'm scared of Luka. That's the person I keep thinking of is wait till they play Luka. If Nigeria doing them like this,
He's a hooper and
Hooper.
Go back to was it 2004 Olympics? That's the year they won bronze. They got beat out by Argentina.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's because
And-
Manu was on the team. And
Yeah.
think of Luca is that much better than Manu.
Yeah,
No
Luka-
disrespect to
yeah.
Manu.
Luka way better than Manu.
Manu was great.
So let's not forget this. I think Luka's an amazing player. He's so much better than Manu, 100 times better, right? But his supporting cast ain't all that.
Yeah,
He's doing it by
that's true.
himself for
And
sure.
our Argentina that year had a better supporting cast.
That's very true.
Prime Luis Scola.
Yeah,
He's still playing too.
He's
though.
still playing
It's
Olympics.
That's crazy.
I think they were saying this is like the first Olympics he plays with short hair. So
He's like
Ma-
41 playing.
yeah, maybe
He
he.
used to play in Houston too, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
all over
he's
the
like Samson or whatever was that tail, right? The Greek
Yeah.
tail, like cut off your hair. He's like no powers, so he might not have powers this year.
Crazy.
All right, I do want to get into our next topic, the rapid fire segment.
Yes,
We've been doing it a lot lately.
yes.
I love it. In case you didn't know, AJ, it's just a small, like, blurry rapid fire segments. Just like we're talking about small
Spits
stuff
and
that
spurts.
happens.
Yeah.
Just in spurts. It's kind of like PTI. If you watched PTI
Yeah.
before. I do want to start off with my girl, Sha'Carri Richardson. She had a commercial debut yesterday,
Yeah,
and it featured one of my favorite artists of all time, Kanye West,
Yep.
Easy.
with some Beats commercialized shit going on. And I'm like, okay, Sha'Carri Richardson is getting up there in popularity. And Kanye is, you got a Kanye cosign.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. She's not going to the Olympics at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think in a way, man, she's getting hers.
She won. It's a blessing.
Yeah, she won.
She getting hers because even though she not going to the Olympics because of what happened, and I mean, the fact that the reason why she went to the Olympics, I don't think it's a character issue
At all.
It's just it is what it is.
It is.
She's only 19 or 20,
yeah,
right?
she's young as well.
She took that risk.
Be back.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
Yeah.
And she's gonna have a beautiful, nice career ahead of her. And I'm very happy to see her get her flowers now because I think what happened was kind of just not right.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. The weed is illegal in most of the world still.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in 4 or 8 years, when Sha'Carri's still going, it'll be different for sure.
But I think it's a blessing, man. She probably a lot more people know that name now.
Yeah.
If she was going to the Olympics, we wouldn't be talking about her right now.
That commercial.
You know what? I think you're right. I haven't thought about it like that.
I don't think we would be talking about her if she was going to the Olympics because it would have just been okay. Yeah, she on the track team, man.
Yeah.
But because of this situation, we have to talk about that. She got that Kanye endorsement because of that.
Yep.
I think it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise, exactly. Because the next time we would have talked about her would have been whenever she was doing her race, and then it would have been like.
And imagine if she lost. She got 8th place.
Exactly. Nigeria probably would have won anyway.
Yeah, we would have never talked about her.
She would have had to have pretty much one goal essentially to have been like, all right.
I can't name any other girl on the track team. I'll say that.
Yeah,
facts. They replaced her with a Mormon girl. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that. She was like, I just want to let everybody know, say no to drugs. And I'm like, bitch, you gonna lose. Maybe
she go to
say
BYU
yes
or
to
something.
drugs.
Was that shot?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy.
Was that shots fired at Sha'Carri?
100%.
Oh my
She's
God.
subtweeting. Hold on.
Wow. On the mic too.
All right,
man.
go ahead. Your next rapid fire.
All right, next rapid fire topic. So we were on the topic of Olympics. U.S. women actually lost yesterday to Sweden 3-0.
Like 4 a.m.
Yeah, basically all the team sports are going to be basically I think like between 2 to 5 a.m. essentially. So if you ever want to go, if you're going to want to see some team sports, you're going to have to wake up early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next couple for the next
Damn
month.
Tokyo time zones, right?
Yeah, time zones are crazy. But Sweden beat them. Like I think they whooped them.
Beat the brakes off them.
3-0. And that broke a 44-game win streak for the U.S. women's national soccer team.
Okay.
Are they still the favorite? Are they still going to win? Are they still bad? What's up?
I think it's a blip on the radar. I'm not worried yet.
Okay.
Unless you know something I don't know.
No, I mean
I don't follow too closely with U.S. women's soccer.
It's the same squad essentially. They got a couple of new players, and some of their stars are getting a little bit older. But
like Alex Morgan a little older.
Yeah, it's essentially the same players. It was kind of surprising. I don't know. I mean, I haven't delved into it. Maybe they tried new formations or new lineups, but it's group stages.
Yeah.
I think I think they'll still get out the group stage. They're still going to have an opportunity to face other teams in elimination. But it's kind of bad not leaving your group first place, essentially, if they can't.
Yep.
Because then you'll be playing harder teams to get
a wake-up call.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we'll see.
I bet. Next
gold medal still, though.
I agree with you. Next rapid fire, Aaron Rodgers had declined a 2-year extension on his contract. He's pretty much saying, I do not want to be in Green Bay, no matter if you were going to make me the highest paid player in the league.
That's crazy.
Ever.
Damn.
You got to really not
no
like
to that. He said no. So you watch football that much at all?
Yeah, I watch it a little bit. I'm not the biggest football fan, but I'm a Cowboys fan for sure. I keep up with it a little
You've
bit.
seen Aaron Rodgers tear your team up before.
For sure. Yeah, I know about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's getting older. So that was a pretty big commitment thing with Green Bay saying, hey, 5 more years, please. Like, let's do
That's
it.
a power move to say no.
And he said no. So I'm like, what's going to happen? Where he going? There's not that many teams that need quarterbacks nowadays.
Yeah, he must have something in the tuck. Like
Denver Broncos? I don't know.
You don't just make that decision without having nothing in the tuck.
Hey, Houston Texans need some quarterbacks.
For real.
I forgot about
Definitely.
that. I forgot about Deshaun Watson.
Definitely need somebody.
Got going on.
Yeah, we got
100%.
Houston, we have problems.
It's hot over there.
Maybe that's what he's playing on. He's waiting for Houston to make that offer.
Oh man, please.
He gonna tap in?
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Let's take him now.
For real.
I don't know what we'd give up now, but let's take him now.
You bet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. It's funny because it's all been downplayed right now because Milwaukee, right? There's Wisconsin.
Milwaukee
Yep.
shining the sunlight on them real quick, but like there's like a dark
It's all
shadow
about
of Green
basketball
Bay's.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it'll come to light soon. We'll find out more soon.
all right, next rapid fire topic for me. I call it football talk, and it's just a couple extra. It's just like quick topics. Y'all heard about Cam Akers with that? Was it the Achilles tear?
Yeah.
He's the starting running back for the Rams. What do y'all think? Y'all think the Rams are gonna make it the playoffs this year or no?
I think so, but they probably won't be as dominant as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think they'll still slip through the cracks.
Yeah. Next little thing I had was Brady. Brady played with the famous saying. He played with the partially torn MCL. Y'all think it's real? Y'all think it's fake news?
I don't believe that.
What do
I
y'all
think it's exaggeration.
I think it's
everything.
late, man. Why you talking about that right now, man?
Well, I mean,
You won.
I only brought it up because the Bucs recently went to the White House, right?
Yeah,
and he
facts.
he did a speech, and it was funny because he was like, 40% of the people didn't believe the president is the president, and 40% of the people of the U.S. people didn't believe the Bucs were gonna win it all.
He
He was kind of taking shots at Trump, and
The
he was
thing
kinda
about
like,
Brady, he's always on the winning team, right?
Yeah.
Always.
Like, he was buddy with Trump when he was president, and now he's
Yup.
kind of like, yeah, whatever,
Well,
bro.
so and this could also be shots at the Patriots organization.
Yep.
Right. Robert Kraft is
Yep.
buddies with Donald Trump.
Super
and,
Trump.
And I think maybe it's like, hey, y'all letting me go and all
Yeah.
this kind of bullshit.
And
It's
I'm
like,
letting y'all go too.
yeah. It's like kind of, it kind of goes hand in hand. And
Yeah.
the last little thing I had was Manning brothers, Eli and Peyton, are actually going to be hosting Monday Night Football at the same time as the original people who host it, but just on ESPN2. They're going to be doing like commentating and all that kind of stuff. Do you think they're the future of Monday Night Football?
Yeah. I can
We're gonna
see
have
that.
to see, but I think Peyton would be pretty good. I don't know about Eli. Eli just seems kind of slow to me.
Yeah.
When he talks, I'm like, yeah, I feel like you're not all there, brother. But I'm very interested to watch it. I will watch it.
I'll definitely tap in. I feel like they have very interesting voices, and I think they have like good opinions. So
Yeah.
I would love to listen to it.
Peyton has super high IQ.
Yeah.
I would love to see his point of view.
Man,
from
I'm
him.
ready for some football, man. It's been
For
it's
real.
been a while. Like now that I think about it, basketball's kind of dwindling down. It's off
Yep.
season. Of course, we got the draft coming up,
Let's
and
talk-
we got summer league and all that kind of stuff. But of course, Olympics. But man, basketball,
College football is coming back, right?
Yes.
And I just saw the article today that the Big 12 is kind of like in limbo right now.
Yep.
And Texas football and Oklahoma football are both talking about moving to the SEC.
Sheesh. I would love
Yeah.
that though. That would be fire.
As a fan, I would love that.
Yeah.
But what happens to the Big 12?
What happened to the soft horns? Right? Can we call them the soft horns?
What do you mean the sophomores?
Yeah, I mean they miss their daddy, the Aggies. They miss them.
Bro,
Like, let's go
the
back to daddy.
Sophomores own the Aggies, bro. Like the last game they played, we beat the bricks off you guys.
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, and come
Which Case
do it
McCoy-
again. Come
Case
do it again.
McCoy was the starting quarterback for that game.
Come do it again, boy. Come on. Put
How
me
y'all
on the
feel
squad.
about, athletes making money now.
Yeah, that I think
Fire.
Yeah,
I love it. It's
Fire.
way overdue.
Yeah,
Way
they should have
overdue.
been making bread.
They took away Reggie Bush's like Heisman Trophy and like
Yeah, they need to get that back to him too.
Yeah.
Give
they
him
have
back that trophy.
So much preparation need to be paid
Yeah,
off
for
dog.
real.
It's funny because like as soon as that judgment came through, that Supreme Court was like, yeah, y'all do y'all's thing. All these athletes out of nowhere were like, oh man, check out this endorsement I got, and check out this endorsement
like
I got.
the next day,
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
him lined
What
up.
was it? Master P's son signed to HBCU,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's a big endorsement, like millions of dollars,
Yep.
like $2 million, I think.
Yeah,
And I'm like, damn, like HBCU paying all that, something like that. Like,
but
The
I think it's
money
not.
is there.
Imagine the bigger schools.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily with the colleges. It's with the like sponsors
Endorsements,
for
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
endorsements
Yeah.
for like a brand.
Like Nike can get a player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's for. I can't remember. I was reading it the other day. It's like some sort of brand. I don't know if it's like a clothing brand or whatever it is, but yeah, I mean essentially.
I mean,
Um,
if you're these teams and colleges and the NCAA is gonna make all these money off these athletes,
Yeah,
then shit, pay the athlete a little bit,
Yeah.
something like.
For real.
I think the NCAA was kind of like mad. They were pissed. They were like,
Yeah.
man, now we
They
can't.
got
It
us.
was modern day. It was
Now we
modern
got
day
us.
slavery disguised as here's your education.
Because think
Yeah.
about it, like in college, whoever the best player is on the team, you go to the bookstore, they sell that jersey.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, bro, people are making money off my number, and I'm not getting nothing off
Nothing.
it.
They don't put your name on the back though.
They don't put your name, but everybody knows who it is.
like,
It's
I know
like,
who number 12 is. on
yeah,
Longhorns,
the
bro.
only number 12 who has the
Yeah.
best stats on the team.
Yeah, like,
And then you probably got to like steal a jersey if you want to keep your own like
For
college
real.
jersey. If not, you got to go to the bookstore and buy it.
Yeah, because
It's like,
budgeting and stuff,
yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
nah, you're not keeping that.
No,
brother.
no, we need those extra jerseys. You know,
We're using
yeah.
those.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on, man.
Crazy.
It's been a long time coming, and
Yep.
I mean, it's just crazy.
I'm happy for the boys. You got one more rapid fire?
Yeah, one more rapid fire. So, this recently came out. I don't know if y'all read Sports Illustrated or aware
Oh,
of it.
I know you're talking about.
I actually have the subscription of it. I've had it for like 8 years.
Why?
Or whatever it is. Just because I like to read.
It's classic. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
classic.
classic. It's kind of like the newspaper, right?
Okay.
People who have the newspaper, they're like, well, I like to kind of get that delivered or whatever it was. So the covers for the Sports Illustrated, was it the bathing suit
The
edition?
swimsuit
The
edition.
swimsuit
Yeah.
edition. Naomi Osaka, Meg the Stallion, and Lena Blassen, whatever her name is. So they are some beautiful women.
I think Megan Stallion's first female rapper to
Yeah.
grace the cover
Yeah,
of
that's
Sports
fire.
Illustrated.
That's super fire.
And I believe so. And then our third character, she is the first transgender,
Yeah, I seen that.
a swimsuit edition.
Well, damn, we come
That's
a long
crazy.
fucking way then, huh?
Yeah.
I
so-
fuck with it. That's cool. Like, if they didn't say it, I wouldn't even know. Like,
Yeah.
that's the crazy part.
So what do you think? We got three characters. So first of all, before I ask what I was gonna ask, there's been a lot of critique on Naomi Osaka talking about, you know, how she's I guess withdrawn for a couple from a couple
Yeah.
tournaments
For her
and all that kind of
mental
stuff.
Her mental health.
Yeah, they're like, there's been people saying like, well, you have enough time to go take pictures for SI, but you don't got time to go play tennis, and it's kind of like, well, you know, what do y'all think about that?
I think a couple things. One, she said she did it before, or like a lot of the covers she had did before she said that.
Yeah.
But I think like mental health is nothing to play with.
No,
And a lot of times, sometimes I know playing sports that you might not necessarily be passionate about at the time, or you going through it, it's hard to play. But that doesn't mean you can go through other stuff. That's like saying, oh, if somebody says they have social anxiety, they're never allowed to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, there's a spectrum of things. So, like, I think people should get off her.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, we had this conversation about Naomi Osaka and the mental health and all that kind of stuff. I know there's a lot of backlash with, you know, with basically the tennis organizations and her sponsors.
Yup.
It's like, hey, we're paying you millions of dollars and you're not playing, and we were counting on you to wear Nike and, you know, use our rackets, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think like we talked about it, and when we talked about it, we were like, it's kind of like a job, right? Sports
I
is
agree.
a job,
I
but
agree.
us in a regular job, you know, hey man, I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna call sick today, or I'm gonna take my 2 weeks vacation or whatever it is. I think she has a right. That's exactly what she did. She's taking her vacation.
And to add on to that, though, at the same time, like, working a regular job, you can't take, like, you can only take a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Once them days run out, they're going to be like, okay, you're going to have to come, or you're
Yeah,
going to have to
yeah,
quit.
yeah,
You're going to have to
come
do
back.
one of the two. So, like, I think that is something to think about. But I don't think she's at that point yet where people should be like, oh, let's drop her.
No.
Like, she's still
Yeah.
making a bunch of money. She's still winning.
And man, I bet you if every single one of her sponsors were like, let's just drop her, screw her, or
They all
whatever it
getting
is.
canceled.
Ooh, she coming back. She coming back with that fire. She'll
She'll
gonna
She's going to be with
back.
Under
Yeah.
Armour.
yeah. She'll be
She'll
like,
come back,
whatever.
big
guy.
Yeah. She'll probably wear a shirt. It's like Naomi Osaka
For real.
killed
They
y'all.
would be protesting for her, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's doing big things. Shout out YNB.
Corday.
Corday.
Corday
yeah.
eating, man.
He actually dropped the YBN
goals.
thing or whatever.
Yeah, goals.
it's
Big
Corday,
goals. He got
yeah.
him a rich wife. Goals.
Yes, facts. All right, so we got one more topic to get into. AJ Bray, this is your topic, my man.
AJ Bray,
I'm sure one more time. AJ Bray says
yes,
right
sir.
there. All right, so I want to dedicate the topic to you and your fandom, and you told us stuff about how you were a Miami Heat fan.
Yeah.
And you root for the Cowboys. And
Yeah.
you're from San Antonio. You from
Yeah.
San Antonio, right?
Kinda. Not originally, but my pops was military.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
where we ended up. So I
Bet.
spent a lot of time there.
So I asked you this before the podcast, but I want to reiterate. You have a song called Andrew Bogut.
Yeah.
And I was like, why Andrew Bogut? And then you told me about bitches are tall and shit.
Yeah.
Like besides, you can't say Andrew Bogut, but besides that, what's the best song named after an athlete? Hip hop, any genre.
The best song named after athlete. Kobe by Chief Keef.
That's my first one I had written down, though.
Yeah.
That song's
That's number
fire.
one.
Yeah.
I like Kobe a lot.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds by Drake and Kanye, both of them. Yeah, they both freestyled over it.
White Iverson.
White Iverson, fire. There's one called Kyrie Irving. I don't even know who it's by. It's like a one-hit wonder.
Glam.
No, it was another one. It's older than 88 Glam. And the hook was like, ballin' on these nigga Kyrie Irving. But that hoe was fire.
Okay,
yeah.
I not heard that one. My personal favorite, it might be recency bias, Tyler Herro.
Fire.
By Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Five white boys, but they not in
Fire.
sync.
Fire. And you know who Lil B is? Y'all know who Lil B?
Yeah.
Jerry Rice. Swag,
I've never heard Jerry Rice.
I think I'm Jerry Rice. That's a whole song. Fire.
It's Fuck KD song. Is that
Yeah,
named after KD?
fuck it. Yeah. It's a lot of cool, like, there's so many songs where you can reference sports.
Yeah.
If y'all listen to West Coast rap, there's a rap duo, and their name is Blue Bucks Clan. And they reference sports, but it's like, you could tell they watch sports. Like, they have one song where they talk about, like people who had, like, one good year, and athletes who had one good year. And they have a line in there, like, he had one good year, call him Miles Austin or something like that. Like, but the whole song is just about people who had like one good year in sports.
Miles Austin really did have one.
He really did. Like that's why I was like, oh, they watch sports because that's real.
And only people who do follow
who
sports
really are
and
into it are even gonna know who Miles Austin is
and
like that.
Yeah, they'll really know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So I had a question for you, in terms of was it so you're an artist.
Yeah.
My question was like, if there was one athlete out there, any sport, male, female, who you could do a collab with, who would it be?
Lonzo Ball. I want Lonzo Ball on the track. He be rapping. Lonzo be rapping. And I think it's Miles Bridges. One of them is a real good Detroit rapper. There's a rapper, and he's from Detroit, and he makes fire music.
So here's a question, I guess. So let's do one athlete who actually does, can has some skill, right, in terms of, some artistry.
Yeah.
What about another one who basically we know can't really do anything?
Ooh.
But that
but would be just cool to have on the track. I'd probably get I would get Skylar Diggins on the track.
Nice.
Skylar Diggins.
Like, I want a verse from Skylar. I feel like she'll
That'd be badass.
She'll get it.
That'd be badass.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, AJ. Asking for Skylar.
Yeah,
What's up?
Skylar Diggins, where you at? I need you on my album. No cap.
Come through.
For real.
I would love to make a project and have her do like call my voicemail and like leave him an angry message.
That would be. She could be like my Marvin's room.
That's a good idea right
Are
there.
you drunk right now? Like, for the record, I'm always drunk.
I just had a game.
This is how you treat me?
For real.
Real quick. Did you fuck with Kobe's music when R.I.P. Kobe?
Yeah, R.I.P. Kobe. I was a Kobe fanatic, bro. Okay. So I fuck with Kobe's music. Like he wasn't the best rapper, but I fuck with it. Like he's like to me, he's like Dame Lillard. Like Dame Lillard's not the best artist to me, but I fuck with Dame as a person and a player, so I fuck with his music.
Okay. He's supportive. I fuck with that. Yeah, I fuck with that.
Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar, yeah.
I once heard Kobe rap over the Star Wars intro song. I was like, man, Kobe, I really like you, man, but I can't listen to this dog.
Shaq, best basketball rapper ever.
Really? Shaq had bars.
Shaq had bars.
Yeah. Oh, that song he did was Zero, like last year or something like
Shaq
that?
a rapper, man.
That was
Shaq
fire.
ain't nothing to play with.
Shaq's like a Swiss Army knife.
He can do everything, man. He's versatile.
Rap, does ads for Papa John's.
Yeah.
Like, dude, man, you can.
We watch him on TNT.
Yeah.
And then like you watch like Murray, and then he's on a fucking ad for the General Auto Insurance.
Bro. Shaq does everything, and he's Robert G. Cole High School alumni. That's where I went.
Yeah,
he went to my high school. Yeah,
nice.
GOAT.
You had another question for AJ?
That's pretty much what I had.
Oh wow. Well,
well, I was gonna ask you. I mean, we're talking about you and your give us a rundown of your teams. So let's go. NBA. I know we already kind of touched
like
on
every sport I watched.
Yeah,
type thing.
and give us some of your like favorite sports moments whether we love them or hate them or
Yeah.
or don't, follow 'em.
NBA, Miami Heat, that's my team. One of my favorite moments is Ray Allen hitting that three.
I knew you were gonna
Ray
say
Allen
that.
hitting that
I
three,
wanna cry.
man.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time somebody says Ray, I just want to cry.
That was my I just remember where I was and everything. That was my freshman year of college. It was when you go to Baylor, they have you go to like before your freshman year, you go to this thing called line camp, and it's like a week where you're there. And I remember I was there when
Yeah.
that happened, so that was fire. Football, I like the Cowboys, man. I'm a big Tony Romo fan, even though a lot of people hate on him.
Respects to Tony Romo. I'm actually a supporter of Tony Romo.
Yeah, I like Tony, man.
As a Miami Heat fan, do you hate the Indiana Pacers? I
They're
was
not
so
my
invested
favorite,
in that
man.
rivalry.
They're not my favorite, man, and I still not a fan of Paul George, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. Overrated. Most
got
Playoff
overrated.
P?
Most overrated player in the league, Paul George.
You got any smoke for Roy Hibbert?
Man, Roy Hibbert's not even worthy of none of my smoke. I ain't even gonna lie.
What
For
about
sure.
what about Lance Stevenson? The whole
I like Lance.
blow in
Lance
the
is
ear?
funny though. Lance is hilarious, so I
Yeah.
give him a pass because he's funny. I follow him on Snapchat and everything.
I-
Like he's hilarious.
I think him blowing in LeBron's ear is probably one of the
Hilarious.
most iconic moments.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think like sports is so mental, man. So I
Yeah.
love moments like that
Yeah.
because it's all mental
Well, it didn't phase LeBron. So
at all. That's the goat.
Yeah.
Nah, and then for soccer, Chelsea. I like English football, so Chelsea's my team.
yeah. So what do you think about did you follow Eurocup or anything? Like
Yeah,
that?
I did, man. I'm a Ronaldo fan, so I wanted Portugal to do a little more, but
Yeah.
that obviously didn't work out. And then Messi was tripping. Like everybody, I feel like the new generation is really coming up. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, who's gonna be next?
So what do you like about what do you think? How do you think they're gonna do in the Premier League?
Man, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Chelsea been struggling these last couple of years. It hasn't been the same in a while, so it'll be interesting. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, they got to get back to stardom, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of like was it United? Manchester United had a little
same
down
thing. Like
slope
when
too, yeah.
Ronaldo left, and
Yeah.
they had Wayne Rooney, and they had to kind of get it back together. Arsenal went through it. Man
Yeah.
City went through it. They all go through it.
Everybody kind of goes through an up or down.
You have
The
to.
one thing I do respect about the Premier League is there is no playoff.
Yep.
So
It's win.
It's kind of like there's not like a playoff or elimination, but
Fight for points.
every single week they are fighting. And
Every
scratching
game matters.
every
You fighting for
single
them 3
game.
points
Yeah.
every week.
So that's what I love
Yeah.
about it. I love about it that every weekend, pretty much that's when you see, for the most part, I catch a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're clawing and they're fighting, especially in English league. They are,
And
like,
it's different because if you lose, you get sent down. Like,
Yeah,
imagine if
that's
the
right, that's
imagine if the last 3 teams in the NBA had to go to the G League next season.
yeah.
Like
I've been,
that's
I've been
intense.
wanting that forever.
That would be so fire, bro.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. You don't
Keep
need
it
playoffs
interesting.
if that's how it happens. Like
Yeah.
they really eliminated.
Yeah.
And it kind of eliminates the factor of tanking. Right,
Yep.
it's like, hey, let's just tank so we can get a good player.
Yeah,
to
'cause
take.
if you
too
tank,
far,
you gone.
go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the G League.
Yeah, you
That's-
gotta play.
Yeah, that's awesome. What
Yeah.
I've totally
Yeah.
forgot about that, but that is awesome because
It'll never happen in the
Yeah.
NBA. But
it of
I
course
could wish.
not
I could
because it's
wish.
It's not enough big enough markets to
Exactly.
do that.
yeah, give Seattle a team, give Vegas a team. Let's to get the ball rolling. on more
Yeah, I would
teams.
love that, man. I
Yeah.
would definitely love that.
If anything, those are the two markets coming
They're up
Yeah.
next for sure. It's
I
probably
think
gonna
Vegas
happen.
would be a good spot,
Yeah.
man. And Seattle, it just rains a lot there.
I was
it
in
rains so much
Vegas about a month ago.
What? I never been.
I mean, I saw the Raiders Stadium. That thing is like,
Man,
goodness.
I want to go to Vegas so bad one day.
yeah, we gotta go.
You should have went to see
Let's
Usher, man. Let's go. Usher has a residency there now.
Dang, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I think Wiz Khalifa was there when I was there.
That's like stardom. Once you get a residency in Vegas, you know, okay,
Yeah,
I made
that-
it.
you made it, yeah.
I can sell out every night. What?
Is that a goal of yours to have a resident?
Yeah. You just locked in our, nah, just like
Like, hey, let me stay.
Nah, I definitely would like to have a residency in Vegas, but that's like the end of your career when you're not touring no more. You're
Yeah,
trying to
you
lock
kinda
in one
chilling,
place.
you
Yeah,
just-
you got your classics out the way.
Yeah. I gotta go to Vegas this weekend. Have a show
Yeah,
there, like,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, my man. I do fuck with your music, my man. It has
Appreciate
been a
that.
pleasure having
Yes,
you on the
sir,
yes,
podcast.
sir.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
I love it, man. This was fun,
Yeah.
man. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
this is
I
cool.
do want to remind
Yeah.
everybody that AJ Bray has a show next week on Monday. I'll remind you
Yup.
guys,
Yeah.
his newest single, Pimpin' Ain't Dead, is on all platforms. I
No
heard it on
cap.
Spotify.
Yes,
This
sir.
shit is fire. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm your humble, gracious, highly awkward host, Mark Ogin.
I am your co-host, Big E, Big A&M.
We here with AJ Bray in the building. Love Abuse 2 on the way.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, my man.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you,
y'all
man.
for having me.
This is fun. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta do this real quick.
Go, throw it. Don't miss.
Left-handed. I missed.
Buckets.
Ooh, that was a good shit.